Hello and welcome to another episode of Spirit Seeking with Pratik on Sound Health Solution. We have been speaking about relationships, and in our previous video we spoke about what are the things that one needs to consider in order to maintain a strong bond in a relationship, in order to make sure that the relationship is going stronger and stronger with every passing day and not going more feeble and feeble, right? The overall thing that one needs to consider in a relationship is the word respect, and the other most important word is acceptance. Respect and acceptance. These two are key values which will make sure that your relationship lasts long. And not just lasts long, it just gets better and stronger with time. Now, in order to develop respect and acceptance in any relationship, we spoke about certain sub-aspects that strengthen a relationship in our previous video. And we'll be speaking about other sub-aspects that strengthen your relationship in this video. So let's begin. So the next thing that we need to consider to make sure that we care about our relationship and that we want it to go longer and stronger is accountability. Accountability means being responsible for your actions. Accountability means not evading responsibilities, not evading consequences. How does accountability work in a relationship? So in every relationship, you definitely have disagreements, right? When you have disagreements, you need to have the strength, you need to have the courage to admit that you are wrong when you are wrong. Every relationship needs to be like a song of ice and fire. What does that mean? When one individual is fire, the other needs to be ice in order to cool that individual down. Now, it needs to be done with rationality. You cannot always be the fire and you cannot always be the ice. You need to analyze the current situation, understand what's right and what's wrong. And if it's your mistake, you need to have courage to say, yes, in this case, I might be wrong, and I did this or I said this because of these reasons. That shows that you are accountable, and it not just helps you, but it also makes the other person realize that it's okay to be accountable of your own mistake, and later they start practicing the same habit. Accountability also comes in play when you are pointed at, right? Maybe some of your values do not match with the other person, or your attitude might be creating a problem in the relationship. When that finger is pointed at you, of course, the first instinct would be to defend oneself, to justify one's actions. And it's easier to say that the other person is wrong and I am right. And it's easier to justify that you're correct and the other person is wrong. But that is not a trait of a healthy relationship. In a healthy relationship, you need to rationally understand what's wrong on your side, because not always everybody can be 100% right. It all depends from situation to situation, however. So that was about being accountable in a relationship. Usually disagreements happen because of habits. There's a certain habit that your spouse might have which might tick you off. Now, habits are difficult to change. It might take a certain time, but the first step is to admit that something that you did was wrong. Similarly, the next sub-aspect that one needs to consider while being in a relationship and in the process of caring for the other person is the action of support. Now, what does that mean? We all have our highs and our lows. We all have our good times and our bad times. Whenever you or your spouse is facing a bad time, you need to have the passion to go forward and make them see all the good things that they have, their abilities, their positive aspects. You need to be able to go to them and encourage them for who they are. And whatever they failed in, you need to tell them that it can be done again. It can be done in better ways. That's how you show support to your spouse. Similarly, another most important aspect of a relationship is communication, right? You and your spouse communicate all the time. That's usually one of the strongest pillars of any relationship, communication. When the other person is speaking, you need to be able to listen, and not just listen, but listen without judgment. Because only when you listen without judgment do you actually get what they are trying to put across. Only when you listen without judgment, you're able to step into their shoes and see the world from their eyes and understand and feel what is wrong from their eyes. Once you do that, now you're able to empathize with them, but at the same time, eventually, in the end, you might also come up with ways to solve whatever they are going through. When it comes to supporting, especially in public events, you can show support by valuing their opinions, right? When anybody's opinion is valued, they feel elated and they feel more proud of themselves. They feel like their esteem is rising. So that's what you need to do, especially in public settings. You need to make sure that you listen to your spouse's opinions, value them at the same time. Finally, after all these sub-aspects have been taken care of, another sub-aspect starts to build itself automatically, which is the act or the sub-aspect of cooperation. Now, the act of cooperating is almost like orchestrating music, right? You might do different things or similar things, but whatever you and your spouse do, they are complementary to your actions. You go hand in hand. Now, how do you build that? The first thing is, what people tend to do is they tend to expect in relationships, which is okay, but they forget to verbally put across whatever they are expecting. So instead of expecting, let's change that word to asking. You need to be able to ask your partner what you want, what you're looking for. Now, in that same process, you also need to be able to accept the changes that occur in your partner or in yourself, and your partner is supposed to be able to accept change that occurs in you. As you follow through, you need to be able to come to a place, come to a situation, come to a conclusion where you both can make decisions together. That decision, of course, will be for the betterment of both the individuals, but it has to be unanimous. Both of you have to agree on it. However, so many times in life, things really do not go according to our plan. So we must also have the skill to compromise. You need to be able to give up your values and opinions in order to come to a common ground with another individual, to come to a common place with whatever the other person is thinking. And that is how you create a win-win situation between the two of you. So being in a relationship and making a relationship work smoothly might take weeks, months, or even years. The key is persistence and perseverance. You need to make a conscious decision that you want to make it work, and you want to make it last, and you want to make it an enduring relationship. So those were some of the sub-aspects of being in a relationships and how to make relationships better. If you liked this video, do not forget to press the like button. If you like whatever is happening in Sound Health Solution, do not forget to subscribe to us. We'll make sure that we come up with more interesting videos like these for you in the near future. Let's create a community of new, aged, enlightened, happy, open minded human beings. Until next time.